Sometimes it's a challenge identifying the source of a problem that you need to solve. To help, here's a technique called the 5 whys. It was created by a Japanese inventor named Sakichi Toyoda. The idea is to ask why enough times until you reach the source of a problem. Here's a true story that'll help you understand how to use the 5 whys technique. I was at home in my kitchen, and all of a sudden I could feel my feet get wet. I looked down and I'm standing in a puddle of water. Now that's a problem. So I asked the first why. Why is there a puddle of water in my kitchen? I look around and just above the puddle was my refrigerator. So I thought, oh, that's the problem. My refrigerator's leaking. Well, I then asked the second why. Why is my refrigerator leaking? I did some investigating. I looked inside the refrigerator and I found ice cubes floating in the ice maker. These ice cubes were melting and water was leaking out everywhere. I asked the third why. Why are ice cubes melting? I did more investigation. Well, I put a thermometer inside of the refrigerator and I found that the temperature inside of my freezer was increasing. So I asked the fourth why. Why is the temperature increasing? I went to the internet and I found that temperatures inside of freezers will often increase if somehow air is getting in. Well, I found out that was the problem with my refrigerator. So I asked the fifth why. Why is air leaking in? What do you think the problem was? Well, if you guessed it was the door, you're correct. Now, the door was closed, but after a little more investigation, I found that a little piece of candy was stuck to the magnetic seal of the door on the bottom. This caused a gap, allowing the air to leak into the freezer. My solution? I removed the candy, and the seal was now able to close tightly. Problem solved and case closed. But think about this. If I didn't ask why enough times, I might have solved the wrong problem. Example. I see the puddle of water and I ask why. I then see the refrigerator and I think, oh, the problem is I need a new refrigerator. And then, without much investigation, I go and buy a new refrigerator. Now, it seems silly, but I've met people who actually have done something similar to this. Or I might have asked the third why about the ice maker and said, oh, the problem is the ice maker, and called a repairman who then charged me a lot of money just to come over and tell me that that was not the problem. By using the 5 whys method, I was able to get to the source of the problem and work on that solution. The reason it's called the 5 whys is because that's about how many times it takes to get to the source of a problem. When using this method to improve a product, you may only need to ask why a few times. But if your problem is very complex, you might need to ask why a lot more than 5 times. The point is, keep asking why until you get to the real problem that needs your solution.